I want to bring in personal finance expert and host of the So Money podcast, Farnoosh Torabi. It's been a while. It's great to see you. When I watch that man talking about his 401k going down six figures, I may be reading too much into it. But the look on his wife's face, I don't know if she did know Rahima but she looked like, obviously, that's not the greatest news she'd ever heard before. So what do people do now? Do they just sit and wait and hope it comes back? That's the question everybody's asking.
Well, thanks for having me, Chris. I think for the couple in the video who lost the six figures, two things need to happen. One, they need to have a conversation together and get on the same page because maybe there's some miscommunication there. That's another segment.
Or she could just be like me and she prefers not to really know what's going on.
Yeah, that's a lot of us. But I think, they have young children. They seem sort of early on in their sort of retirement, cycle, let's just say. The retirement horizon is years and decades for them from now. So I wouldn't be too worried about pulling out. I would say, now is a really great time to get into the market. Stocks are down significantly right now. They will rebound. So if you are early on in your investing strategy, you have decades to go until you need to tap that money. Now is actually a really good time to get in. Where I would caveat is that if you are approaching retirement, if you are in retirement and you haven't really looked at your allocation to make sure that you're risk adjusted, meaning that you can't take on as much risk now in your 60s, right? You wouldn't want more than probably half of your portfolio at this point deeply in equities. You would want to see more bond representation, more fixed income, cash even in your portfolio, especially if you're concerned about preserving those gains in the next few years. Hopefully in the long run, these tariffs will shake out and we will see prosperity in America. But for now, I think the consensus is going to be a very painful and rocky road for the near term. For those who are close to needing their retirement money, I think it's a good time to reassess their allocation if they haven't yet.
Let's talk about near-term fixes. Billionaire businessman Mark Cuban posted on Blue Sky this, I'm reading it. It's not a bad idea to go to the local Walmart or big box retailer and buy lots of consumables now, from toothpaste to soap. Anything you can find storage space for, buy before they have to replenish inventory. Even if it's made in the USA, they will jack up the price and blame it on tariffs. Is he right? Should we all be stocking up on the essentials?
I love Mark Cuban. I just worry that someone's going to take that advice and run with fear to Walmart, and that's never a good thing. I think it's a good time to sort of look at your inventory. If you need toothpaste, go and buy it, but don't buy a year's supply. My goodness. I think it is true that tariffs, even though this is a potential, the idea behind tariffs is to sort of stick it to the foreign countries, like get more production in the U.S. But the truth is prices are going to go up, whether you're buying something from China or something from the U.S. It's just it's the reality. And so I would just say, make sure that if you are consuming right now, that you're being very careful, you're being strategic, you're planning ahead, but not that far ahead. You're not buying a lifetime supply of toothbrushes.
Toothbrushes keep. I don't know about toothpaste. I'll have to look into that. Anybody who's starting their career, people, a lot of young people I know, I actually have been impressed by a lot of young folks I meet in New York, and they seem to be trying to put away money. They're not sure if Social Security is going to be around for them. Most of them don't have pensions the way people from my generation did. But how do you advise someone who thinks this is a good time to get in, thinks about building a portfolio?
The advice is the same as I would say this time last year to that person, which is that if you're young and you're starting to make money and you want to start building wealth, and let's say you have access to a workplace retirement account, take advantage of that, especially if your company is offering you a match for every dollar you put in. They put in $1 up to a percentage of your income. That is a very unique opportunity. Not every company offers that. It's a real perk. So take advantage of it and diversify. try. And, a little bit at a time can go a very long way. When I started investing in my 20s, I was earning a starting salary in New York City. I had student loan debt. And I remember it was a conversation with our HR manager. She said, just try to do whatever you can. Let's start with a little bit, 5% of your income. See how it feels. And you know what? It wasn't painful. It's automatically taken out of your paycheck. It doesn't even hit your bank account. And so you are able to do it. And then few years in, you get paid more, you increase your contributions, you get that match. And I left that job 3 years later with 5 figures in my retirement portfolio. And I am 100% sure I could not have done that on my own. It was a benefit like that got me into investing and got me, hitting the ground running.
All great advice. Farnoosh Torabi. Don't buy a lifetime supply of toothpaste.
Please, if you've learned nothing else from our conversation today. Yeah.
I've learned much more than that, but I thank you very much.